Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is Numan and you are watching Numan's Opto Hub. In today's lecture, we will discuss why and when we need transposition. Why and when we need transposition. In last lecture, we were discussed how we can do transposition. But in today's lecture, we will discuss why and when we need transposition. Why and when we need transposition. Whenever I ask this question to my colleagues or to my teachers, I didn't get an authentic answer. So that's why I'm making a lecture on this question. I'll give you authentic reasons why you need transposition. If you have a real knowledge and you know how to use transposition, then your refraction will be polished. So come to the lecture. Why and when we need transposition? So the first point is says that to make the prescription easy. We need transposition to make the prescription easy. What does it mean? It means that, for example, if I have a prescription minus 1 with plus 1 cylinder at the axis of 90 degree. If I transpose this prescription, then it will come into 0 sphere with minus 1 cylinder at the axis of 180. How it comes? It comes after transposition. We learned that to make the prescription easy. This is also correct. But if I write minus 1 cylinder, this prescription is easy, or I write minus 1 sphere with plus 1 cylinder at the axis of 90 degree. This prescription is easy. Which one easy? This one easy. So we discussed to make the prescription easy. Why and when we need transposition? To make the prescription easy. The first point says that to make the prescription easy. That's why we need transposition. The second point is that preference of cylinder. Preference of cylinder. The second point is preference of cylinder. This statement varies from person to person, because whenever we do refraction, we give cylinder according to the need of the patient, according to the situation. Okay, but minus cylinder, as we know, most commonly used because studies shows that minus cylinder is good for treating headache. Okay, but it didn't mean we are not able to give a plus cylinder. We are able to give plus cylinder. This cylinder will be given according to the situation. For example, my patient accepted plus cylinder at the axis of 90 degree. Then it is necessary to me to give a plus cylinder. Remember one thing. Why we avoiding plus cylinder? We avoid the plus cylinder because we know that plus cylinders are thicker in the center, from the center. So because of their thickness, we avoid plus cylinder, because first of all their cosmetic appearance is not good because they are thick in the center if cylinder is high. Okay, the second thing, if we give a high cylinder in plus, so the patient will face aberrations, optical aberrations, because thickness of this lens. So this is a second point. Why and when we need transposition? To make the prescription easy. Preference of the cylinder, it's up to the practice, or it's up to the according to the situation. If my patient needs a minus cylinder, then I give minus cylinder. If my patient needs plus cylinder, then I give plus cylinder. Okay, this is according to the situation. Now come to the third point. Third point says that to analyze the type of astigmatism. What does it mean? It means that, for example, if I have minus 1 with plus 1 cylinder at the axis of 90 degree. So what type of astigmatism here? If I look generally here, then it's look like a mixed astigmatism. Which type of astigmatism? Mixed astigmatism. Okay, so if I look generally, it's look like mixed astigmatism, but after transposing this prescription, it will come with 0 sphere minus cylinder at the axis of 180 degree. at the axis of 180 degree. So now after transposing, what is the type of astigmatism? What is the type of astigmatism? This is a simple myopic astigmatism. Simple myopic astigmatism. But here it's look like a mixed astigmatism. But after transposing the prescription, it will come and we are able to see that this is the type of simple myopic astigmatism. Why and when we need transposition? To make prescription easy, preference of the cylinder, to analyze the type of astigmatism. Here we see that in this prescription it's look like a mixed astigmatism, but after transposing this prescription it will come into a simple myopic astigmatism. The next point is iso and exo deviation. Iso and exo deviation. What does it mean? It means that if we have esotropia or exotropia, if we have esotropia or exotropia, then how we know that this prescription should be transposed or not? Should be transposed or not? For example, if my patient come to me with exotropia, with accommodative exotropia, accommodative squint will be treated with glasses. Okay, so if my patient come to me with exodeviation, with exotropia, I am talking about the accommodative exotropia, and his refraction is for example plus 0.5 sphere with 2 cylinder at the axis of 180 degree. This is the prescription of my patient which have exotropia, which have accommodative exotropia. So as we know that our spherical number play a major role in deviations. Our cylindrical number don't play a major role. Okay, our spherical number play a major role in deviation. So if we have exo, then we will prefer minus sphere. Okay, so here we have plus sphere. So after transposing, for example, if I transpose this prescription, then it will come into minus 1.5 sphere with plus 2 cylinder at the axis of 90 degree. So if we have a patient or we have a situation with iso or exo deviations, accommodative iso or exo deviations, so we will transpose prescription according to the deviations. So I hope now it is clear to you why and when we need transposition. This is very important. If you learn why and when we need transposition, then your refraction will be polished or your refraction will be different from others. Okay, the next point says that if we have equal amount of spherical and cylindrical number with opposite sign, then the prescription should be transposed. What does it mean? It means that, for example, if we have minus 2 sphere with plus 2 cylinder at the axis of 180 degree, then this prescription should be transposed. If we have equal amount of sphere and cylindrical number with opposite sign, then the prescription should be transposed. So after transposing this prescription, it will come 0 sphere with minus 2 cylinder at the axis of 90 degree. The second part of the fifth point is says that if we have spherical number greater than the cylindrical number with opposite sign, then the prescription should be transposed. What does it mean? It means that, for example, if we have a spherical number minus 4 with plus 2 cylinder at the axis of 180 degree. We learned that spherical number greater than the cylindrical number but with opposite signs, and this prescription should also be transposed. So after transposing this prescription, it will be minus 2 with minus 2 cylinder at the axis of 90 degree. So first we learned that if we have a equal amount of spherical and cylindrical number with opposite sign, then the prescription should be transposed. And the second part says that if we have a spherical number greater than the cylindrical number with opposite sign, then this prescription should also be transposed. I hope all the points are clear to you. and now you are able to understand why and when we need transposition. Why and when we need transposition. In this lecture we discussed we need transposition to make the prescription easy. We need transposition to prefer the cylinder. This statement vary from person to person. We need transposition in EZO or exo deviations. If we have a certain types of prescriptions in EZO or exo, then we need transposition. Okay, and the last point says that if we have a equal amount of spherical and cylindrical number with opposite signs, then the prescription should be transposed. And the second part of this point is says that if we have a spherical number greater than the cylindrical number with opposite sign, then this prescription should also be transposed. Now I hope this is clear to you why and when we need transposition. This is all about the today's lecture. Goodbye till then, next lecture.